We just going to adjust the game volume and we should be ready to go. Right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RSF1 Division 4. This is round number 16 tonight for the final race of the week around the Sakia International Circuit in Bahrain. I am your one and only comm tonight, RSO. So we will look forward to a full qualifying session along with 29 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit tonight. Quickly open my window because it is quite toasty in my room, so if there's any interference with some sort of like noises or anything, feel free to just let me know. Penrose 86, I should be a co-commentator. Who even are you? Like, as respectfully as I can put it, who is Penrose 86? Alexa GT, I'm gonna win. Nice. How are you gonna win? I swear it's Crownflower's sister, legend, if I remember right. Number one fan of Crownflower, I take it. He's never been on a big job, right? Anyway, enough of this. Prismic, everyone loves you, mate. Prismic, if you don't get on the podium tonight, we're gonna have some serious issues in pro clubs later, mate. Letting you know that now. Right, who's gonna be on a lap at the moment? Oh, we've got James, feeling quite confident tonight. He's on the mediums. Got Dano with City mediums as well. We've got Rogue. Let's take you on a lap with Rogue then, shall we? As he heads down the main straight, opening up the DRS, equipping the ERS. So he's making his way down towards turn 1, reaching about 190, can he reach 200? He can, reaches 201 miles an hour as he heads into turn 1. Quite a tricky braking zone going into turn 1. Got to ride over the curb for turn 2, make sure not to lose the rear into turn 3. He loses it a little bit, and that's going to cost him a few tenths, if anything. Up towards turn 4 now, you can see a lot of cars coming out of the pit lane now. On slow laps, Rogue having a bit of trouble making his way through sector 1 at the moment. Into the windy narrow section of the S. He's backed off of this one, so he hasn't felt that lap is sufficient enough to keep it going. Who else we got on a lap? I feel like that Red Bull is on a lap. Is that empty? No, it's not. Oh, it's one and only Stars off, and how could we forget? Stars is making his way down to the hairpin of turn 8, I believe this is. Runs it a little bit wide, but room for improvement. Down through turn 10. Got a little bit of traffic to contend with on this outlap. As he brakes for the braking zone of turn 11 after opening up the DRS. Infamous Bahrain corner. Touching the inside and you will spin. No other way of putting it. Orphan purple second sector for this lap so far. Final corner for Stars Orphan. Rogue putting a 1:39.0. So he's going again, I believe, so that's not going to be a sufficient time for Rogue. Orphan does that's actually a satisfying time, a 1:30.5 flat. Love to see that. Who else we got? James starting a lap. Is that Ferrari on a lap? Yes. Jake Late's 11 is coming down the main straight now to finish our lap. It's a 1:31.5 for the Ferrari. Dave put in a 1:31.7. Energy Lem went second with a 30.5. Is that McLaren on a lap? He doesn't look like it. Looks awfully slow. Is that JT? No, he's in turn 1, so actually is on a lap, to be fair. To the line now for a 40 in the McLaren. It's going to be a P3 at the moment, a 1:31.4. Right, Rogue's invalidated his time. Well, he didn't invalidate before, but he had to back off. He's invalidated on this one. Quick Mick is on a lap at the moment. He's got one more corner to contend with. I think that's Chrismic starting a lap at the bottom of your screen. Oh no, it's actually Daniel that's just set a time on the mediums, a 1:30.8 to put himself P3. That's a solid lap to get him going, especially on those mediums. But what can Quick Mick do? He's going to the line. He goes fastest with a 1:30.4. Who else have we got? We've got LCFC Dave. He's set a lap. Don't know if he's going again or not. No, he's definitely not. He is way down on his time. Got Zoms making his way down to the final corner now in the Alfa Romeo. To the line now for Zoms in the Alfa Romeo from P14. He goes shooting up to the top of the timing sheets and breaks into the 1:29s with a 1:29.963. Who else we got? Let's have a look. A 40 is down on his time at the moment. Dano's making his way down. He's not on a lap, it seems. Chrismic is on a lap, I think. It seems like a lap for Chrismic. He's making his way through turn 10. He's on the mediums at the moment. His teammate also set a lap on the mediums, currently sitting P6. Can Chrismic do better than that? Tell you what, he's going to get a fantastic slipstream from his teammate here, all the way down to the final corner. Fantastic work from the Aston Martins, benefiting the slipstream. This should help Chrismic. He's to the line just now. He goes 7th fastest, just behind his teammate with a 1:31.3. Right, who else we got? We've got JT coming around the final corner in the McLaren. What can JT do after a tricky week last week? He goes 8th fastest with a 1:31.3. Sorry, it wasn't last week that he had tricky. That was P5, I think, last week for JT. He had a tricky week in Mexico. It was. I'm sure he wouldn't want me to talk about that. Is old Manzi on a lap? He's on a cool down lap at the moment. We got anyone on a lap? Don't know if that's Rogue just starting a lap. He's heading down towards turn 1 at the moment on the mediums. He's invalidated again! It's not going well for Rogue at the moment. Let's try to find someone that's on a lap. Dave is not on a... He actually is, he's on 7/10 up at the moment. Round the final corner for Dave. He's currently sitting P30 and wanting to get himself a bit further up. The only Haas on the grid. Oh, sorry, not only Haas. Sorry, he actually goes behind his teammate. I didn't see Crayon Flower sitting there in P7. Respectable time for him on the mediums, but James, out of the medium runners, is currently fastest with a 1:30.6. Who else we got? We've got MT the Mighty making his way through second sector at the moment. Just finished turn 10. What's all this talk about days free come seen in the chat? I've not had a chance to actually look at it. We'll have a look after MT the Mighty's lap. It's actually quite a decent lap at the moment for Mighty. He's at a purple sector too. One more corner to tackle for the Red Bull. He goes P8 with a 1:30.9. Who else we got? Jay Clay, is he on a lap at the moment? Yes, he is. Currently sitting P14. Watched Tuesday's race. Man was playing bumper cars. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. I watched it. Half the grid was playing bumper cars. It's quite funny though. Two drivers, sorry, will be departing us in Q1. Currently those drivers are J Clates and Rogue. AK the Legend, he had a dodgy controller. Well, you know what? At the end of Q1, remind me to send you a photo of his controller that he sent me, and you tell me if it's dodgy or not. Because oh my god, yeah, you're gonna want to see that photo. We got anyone on a lap? Euphoria, I think, is on a lap. See? Yeah, he's 6/10 up at the moment. Got one more corner to tackle. Zoms and NRG Lem have both retired from the session. They're currently sitting P1 and P4. Orphan up there in P3, so great stuff to see from last season's Division 5 champion. Euphoria currently sitting P16, just one position ahead of his teammate. He goes into the top two with a 1:30.4. That should certainly see him get through to Q2. Right, I think we've got people on in laps now, so we just have to wait and see if anyone is going on a lap. We've got Chrismic actually waiting to go on his lap. Leisure, I'm just trying to find that photo for you, mate, because so far back in my chats with him. We'll stay on board with Chrismic though. He was on the mediums before, he switched onto the softs. I've got the photo for you, legends, don't you worry. Right. Chrismic is making his way up towards turn 4. We'll see how much he improves by in this first part of the lap. There you go, legends, you can check your DMs, mate. Purple sector 1 for Chrismic, so it's certainly a much better lap now for himself. Navigates his way through turn 10 nicely. Crayon P1, Stars P2, James H P3. That would be some grid, to be fair. I'd happily take that grid. Legend, I think that was after he was playing like Madden or something. He sent me a photo of that and he was like, "You think it'll still work?" And I was like, "Yeah, just a bit of tape will do the trick." What's Charisma gonna do? He goes into the top two with a 130 flat. Fantastic stuff for him. Who else we got? Who's that sneaky Ferrari? It's Jay Clay. It's currently sitting at the bottom. He's going on a lap now. It's actually gonna be the next one to take us on a lap. Yeah, it was a pretty solid lap for yourself, Zoms. Only was that one run at 29.9? Because if so, that is pretty impressive for yourself. Don't even think I could do that in Q1. I think I did a. Actually, wait. I did a 29.8, I think it was, in Division 3. But my oh my, some people have improved in Division 3. Jake Late's on the lap as we've been chatting away. He's going up through turn 11 now. Alexa, you referring that to me, mate? Jake Late's 11, P17, 131.5. This must be an improvement. Goes P8. Zoms has been here for a while, Alexa. Certainly much longer than you. Old Manzi went P3 just then, with a 130.4. I'm actually quite surprised he went back out. JT on a lap at the moment. He's the one currently in the elimination zone. Got Rogue setting himself up for his final lap. JT's currently 3 tenths down. This is not good for the McLaren. He could see himself going out in Q1 here. He has to pull it together through the second part of this lap as he goes wide. This is horrible stuff for JT. Through turn 11 now for the McLaren. He's got to try and pick up as much time as he can through here. He can't afford any mistakes. We'll see what his sector time looks like when he gets around. But here he's 3 tenths up now. He's made improvements. It's going to be enough to just get him out. But we have drivers on laps, one of which is Rogue, one of which is Dave. So it's all really going to come down to these final three to see who can get through to Q2. We've got JT to the line now first though, with a 131.2. He didn't He did improve. I don't know why it took me so long to realise that. He goes P9, so he's certainly going to be through for the next part of qualifying. We've got Rogue on a lap at the moment. He's the one now at risk. He's 9 tenths up at the moment, so this is great improvement for Rogue. And in the final corner comes Rogue to finish his lap. This should certainly see him get through to the next part of qualifying. To the line now for the Alfa Romeo, he goes into the top 6 with a 1:30.4. Dave, he's currently on a lap. I don't know how his sector time fares. He's 3/10 up through the final corner. This could knock out MT the Mighty. And he does, and he knocks out Vettel as well. Great stuff from Dave, knocking out Vettel and Mighty in one lap. And that'll do it. So it's Zoms that tops the timing sheet. It's only by 17 hundredths in the end there. From Mr. Cosy in the Ferrari. Then comes Chris Mick. We had Old Manzi, a 40 in P5. TYG Rogue was under a bit of pressure in that final run. He managed to slot it into P6. Quick Mick, Stars Orphan, Dave P9, Energy Lem runs out the top 10 for that part of qualifying. Dano, then JT, James H, Jake Lates, Crayon Flower, and the two that we lost are SLR Vettel in the Alpha Tauri and MT the Mighty. Interesting little first part qualifying. Full grid separated by 8/10. That is we've got a qualifying on our hands tonight, don't we? Cracking medium lap from Damo, absolutely. $15 on the clock. Looks like they've got some movement down at Ferrari. They're coming out to do their laps, getting out nice and early. Got Rogue coming out of the pit lane. He's been cut off by the Williams, I believe that was, of NRG Lem, which is actually quite funny. We've got Penrose saying Aston Martin are scums. Right. Deal with that as you wish, Aston Martin drivers. Don't see how they can be scums when they're leading the championship, but anyway. Hate us because they ain't us. Absolutely. Will be Crayon in 2 hours, mark my word. Okay, we'll keep your word on that one then. Hello guys, thought I would show up to my first stream. Well, welcome along. Peanuts Spud 51, cracking name. Yeah, I think is it Rogue on the first lap or is it one of the Ferraris? I think it is. Jake Latson's taken half a century to do his outlap. His teammate's already coming up to turn 4. Jealousy, Peanut Spud. All it is jealousy, mate. Mr. Cosy making his way up through turn 11 at the moment. Well, Peanut, no one has set a lap yet, so that will probably change in about a minute, and a minute and a half. You'll see that all change. You're about to see it change now. Mr. Causey's going to go not even to the top, 130.5 from JT. There he goes. He goes to the top with a 130.1. Right, Rogue to the line. Looks quite slow out of the final corner. He's going to pull into the pit lane. So we'll move on to, I believe, Crayon Flower goes fastest with a 129.8. Who's going to be the next one to cross the line? Is it LCFC Dave? It might be this Ferrari in front, actually. We'll see how he goes. We'll get a first-hand view from LCFC Dave. J Clates went 4th fastest. Dave went 4th fastest. Zoms put himself into the top 3. A 30.4 for himself. Kresmek is making his way through sector 2 at the moment as James goes fastest with a 29.968. So he knocks Crayon Flower off of P1. Penrose. Just saying. James giving some competition to Crayon Flower tonight. Can Kresmek do anything about it? He goes P4 with a 130.1. Who else we got? There's a Red Bull up there. No, that's the only one and only Stars off in there. He's got one more corner to go on his first lap. Takes it quite wide. Jesus, Orphan. Nearly invalidated that one there. Goes 5th fastest with a 130.3. Peanut is saying, hopefully I can race next Tuesday. I got myself an F5 reserve seat. Couldn't be more happy to get racing again. That's the spirit. Yeah, well, hopefully you get a seat. We've only got a couple of races left in Season 9. But stick around for Season 10. That's going to be a banger, I feel. But yeah, hopefully you can get a full-time seat when it comes to then. But yeah, just stick around and enjoy it when it happens. Kresmek's not on a lap, is he? Quickmac. Don't think he's on a lap. Yeah, I noticed that last night. Zoms, the scrub tyres are not the play. These tyres go off very quickly. Can anyone tell me what they use? You know this bit that Quickmac just went past. I see there's like lights and that there, and there's a grid. What is that used for? Is that? I take it that's there in real life, because they wouldn't just put it in the game for absolutely no reason. Anyway, we'll go on board with NRG Lem whilst he does his lap. Yeah, MotoGP I thought it would be. The World Endurance Championship, that's this weekend, isn't it? The 8 hours of Bahrain, but I swear that's done on the main straight. Just don't do donuts in your quality and you'll be fine. That is true. Just use common sense and you'll be fine, mate. Don't you worry. To the line, it's going to be for NRG Lem. He goes fastest with a 129.4. Jesus. 5 tenths between Lem and James now. It rained their FP1 somehow. What are we talking about here? You've lost me, sorry. Just too busy admiring the fact that Williams are P1 at the moment. Up the Williams, come on. Let's see, is a 4 on a lap? Yes, he is. Oh, even better, Daniel's got one more corner to tackle. Daniel to the line now. He had an absolutely amazing lap on the mediums. What can he do now? He goes P2 with a 1:29.5. So track evolution is clearly apparent around Bahrain. We'll jump back on board with a 4 who we were on board with before we jumped on board with it was Daniel we jumped on board with, but a 4 is making his way down turn 10. AK the legend, bold prediction, Peanuts is Alexa. If you know, you know. Peanuts, don't worry mate, it's just like a wee in-joke between like Division 5 and myself, because I'll always have a place for Division 5. My first season, first division. Didn't quite go to plan in the end, but yeah. Div 5, certainly one of the best. Up there with Division 3. Noah Bachelor! How are we doing, son? Mr. Fruit Boy. It's a long story, Peanut. Don't stress, absolutely. Before he went P10 with that lap, he did a 1:30.7. Who else we got? We've got Cozzy, 6 tenths down. Charismatic out lap. Nah, Peanut, mate, you don't need to do research. Just know the common things. Like, just don't be an idiot. Like certain people that have been here in the past. Just race fairly. Watch F5 Austria. Legends, I'm going to need a little bit of a backstory to that one because I cannot remember. I was suffering from a horrible F3 race round there, so I didn't get a chance to catch Division 5. I don't know what you're trying to refer to, Legends. Is there like something that happened? Oh, the Alexa thing. No, that was Baku. That was at the end of Baku. Oh, I remember that. Old Manzi is on a lap. Currently making his way down through sector 2. Up turn 11. Fruit Boy, what's with the black flag, mate? What's going on there, lad? Where can I find it? I don't know if I missed it. You should be able to find it. All races get uploaded to the YouTube channel, so if you scroll back a little bit, it might still be on the Twitch. I'm not sure though, because it was quite far back. It was like one of the first rounds of the season. So, but yeah, all the streams are uploaded to our YouTube. Well, not our YouTube channel. The stream. the league's YouTube channel. Is what I was trying to say. And yeah, you should be able to find them there. Look for one that says Division 5 Baku, and you should be able to find it. Orphan's on a lap at the moment. Yeah, mate, just look up RSF1 Racing on YouTube and you should be able to find it. Here comes Stars Orphan. Speaking of Division 5 drivers, champion last season. Very solid Q1. Goes P8 with a 1 at 30.2, so he's probably on the cusp of going out at the moment. Because that's P8. He's not going to have enough time to get back around unless he's on a lap now. He's got to just push. That's going to be tricky for Stars to get through to Q3. We've got Dave Improving behind. Click Mick, he's currently on a lap. We've got Jay Clates on a lap at the moment. Rogue's just started his lap, I believe. Yellow flags, it's for Creon Flower. Oh, Orphan. Very slidey. He's 5/10 down and invalidated. So he's through at the moment, but that could change. James finishes in P4, so he'll be through to Q3. We've got Rogue improving at the back at the moment. Stars has been knocked down to P9, so he's really under pressure now. Seen yellow flags on the main straight. I was looking for Fruit Boy going round with a puncture. That's going to be it. Stars Orphan just managed to make it into Q3 there. We lose Old Manzi, JT, Rogue, Afori and Jay Clays. At the top of the times though, a very lovely sight of a Williams NRG Lem. And Dano and Chrismic currently P2 and P3 at the moment, ahead of Crayon Flower. Penrose, I think you might want to have a chat with your brother about that one. Only P4 at the end of that session. Didn't even see that. Hello Horizon, how are we, mate? Fruit Boy, an Alpha Tower got knocked out in Q1. So, pipe down a little bit, mate. He waited for Q3 when it matters. Hammer time now. Fair enough. Oh, I just found him doing donuts. Definitely found what he was talking about. Oh, that's class. Anyway, 8-10 separating the top 10 again. This is going to be so close going into Q3. Fruit Boy, how's the wall in Mexico? I'm not sure. Haven't had a chance to go back to Mexico yet and check it. I'm sure they fixed it after Kevin Magnussen's crash. So it seems like it's repaired, but hopefully. So now we are into Q3, all the nitty gritty stuff. Only gonna have 2 runs maximum, I believe, if you're on. Well, you can do 3 runs actually. You can do 1 run, stay out, and then another run. Kevin Magnussen watched too much of his idol. Absolutely. Like, just learn from the best. Lifetime ban, but still turns up to chat. Exactly. He misses us that much, but he knows he'll never be back for what he did. Yeah, back to Kevin Magnussen. Yeah, just I got a message from him after it, and he said he was just inspired, honestly, by the art of a Williams and a Mexican barrier coming together to collaborate. It just creates fantastic drama, especially in Division 3. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Probably just jealousy can't race, absolutely. Mr. Causey going on a lap. Down the main straight, I've realised that telemetry's all turned itself off. Heading up towards turn 4. Purple sector 1 for Mr. Causey. Never seen our chat so busy. Usually I'm struggling to get anything out of people in the chat, but we've got some good conversations going on tonight, clearly. Mr. Causey out there on the mediums. Right. If this is a pole lap on the mediums, I'm going to be a bit more than impressed. What's it going to be for Mr. Causey though? A 130.6 on the mediums, not too bad. Dano with a 129.5. He sets in provisional pole time. NRG Lem did a 130.1, so not the greatest time for the Williams. Starzorf did a 130.3 just then. Dave did a 131.1. We've got Kresmek coming down the final corner. Quick Mick did a 130 flat. We've got Kresmek though. Can he make it an Aston Martin provisional 1-2? Of course he can, but he goes P2 just behind his teammate, just by about 2 tenths. We've got James though coming around the final corner. Showed some fantastic pace earlier on. Only goes P8 though with a 130.5, so got some time to find for the AlphaTauri. But currently, Dano and Kresmek walking out the front row for Aston Martin. And you sound like the guy in the YouTube video. I probably was streaming that night. Penrose, let that rub in. Let that rub in. Aston Martin, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Crayon Flower, P3. Anyway, everyone's going into the pit lane now, it will be. Peanut, I don't think so, because I don't think he actually features in any other of the episodes in RSF1. He was like that one-off special episode that you usually get. And then they never come back. That's kind of Alexa's summary of being in this league. He doesn't even know. Oh, legends, you've got to catch him up on some of this stuff. Penrose rating me a 5 out of 10 now. Why? Because your brother's washed and he's sitting in P3. Nah, I'm absolutely joking. Crayon Flower is a great person. Everyone's a great person. In their own ways. Apart from JT. He's just washed. Right, who's going out on a lap? Energy Lem currently sitting P5. He's going back out for his final run quite early, it seems. Currently sitting P5. He topped the times in in Q2. Can he do the same in Q3 and make it a pole position for Williams? Don't worry, Biscuits, you've got enough time to go and shout at your sister for ruining your lap. You've got precisely 4 minutes and 8 seconds. I'm joining Crayon in the podium and doing his speech. I'm actually rooting for that. Right, I want Crayon Flower on the podium then, because I want to see. I want to hear a Penrose speech. That would be something. Right, NRG Lem now starts his lap. I've got, no joke, more than 50 homework questions. Oh, you've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get them started then. Due tomorrow, that's your fault for going to play in a football tournament. Crayon James Chrismick for pole position. What about Dano? Dano's up there. He's currently on pole by 2/10. Can anyone beat him though? Oh, and NRG Lem's invalidated. Would you look at that? So NRG Lem, I think he'll have enough. He hasn't got enough time, but he's got enough fuel to get back around for a lap. Who's on a lap? Mr. Causey at the moment. Is he? Yes, he is. 2/10 up at the moment, currently sitting P9. Through turn 11 for Mr. Causey. Final corner now from Mr. Causey, currently sitting P9 with a 130.6. Only Ferrari in Q3 goes third fastest with a 129.7. Crayon Flower on and out lap at the moment. Is that Aston Martin on a lap? Zoms is 5/10 down at the moment, so he should be going again. Orphan. He's just finished a lap, it looks like. Why is everyone doing laps so early? Creon Flower starting a lap. Mr. Causey's down on his time. Just finished his lap. Got people on out laps. Orphan's finished a lap. Who can we actually go on board with? Go on board with Creon Flower for a bit then. 1/10 up currently. Not going to be enough to see him get onto pole position, but it is a purple sector 1. The return 10 now for Creon Flower. We'll check if Orphan improves. Looks like he's coming into the pit lane, so it's not going to be an improvement for Stars Orphan. But all eyes are on Creon Flower. One pair of eyes especially, and that is Penrose 86. Creon Flower to the line now. Goes pole position. 1:29.4. Who is on a lap though? Quick Mick 1/10 up currently. Zoms goes even faster with a 1:29.2. Absolutely obliterates Creon Flower's time. We've got Charisma coming around the final corner. Slipstream from his teammate. Dano goes P2. Charisma goes P2. So it's Charisma and Dano P2 and P3. Got Quick Mick come to the line. James only went P5. Quick Mick went P6 it looks like. That was interesting. So it's Zoms that actually takes pole position out of absolutely nowhere, followed by Charismic, Dano. Fantastic qualifying for the two Aston Martins. Wish the same could be said about the Haas's. They line up P4 and P10. Got a little bit of work to do in the race. Then we have James in P5. We have Quick Mick P6, Mr. Causey P7. Energy Lem lines up P8. I was actually thinking Energy Lem was going to take pole position there after his fantastic time in Q2. Orphan lines up P9 and Dave will line up P10. Zoms is a smurf. Lovely. Sergio Perez. Haha. Hear that, biscuits? What you got to say about that? I get pole like 3 times, but I also screw it up and make an error. Third time lucky, Zoms. Let's have it. Biscuits, just don't screw up the race, and I'll have no reason to diss you anymore. To be fair, Penrose, when Biscuits is in a Haas, he absolutely cooks. No joke about it. Even better, when Biscuits is in an Alpine, he's a different breed. Absolute monster behind the wheel. There, I'm giving you compliments now. Cooks me off the track in the Haas. Oh. Flashbacks to 2 weeks ago in Spain. Not Spain, Mexico. Not my race, but he won the other one. Alpine got me 2 wins and a pole position. When was the pole? What track did you get the pole at? in a different league. Ah, okay. What, so you're cheating on RSF1 then? Can't believe it. How much channel points has everyone got? Currently sitting on 41.1k. Yeah, I'm saving up to get the VIP thing again. I got it gifted to me by a lovely person, Harvey, who we sadly don't have anymore. He was the king of streams, like, when I mean king, I mean like top-notch streams. He gifted me it because we did an RSF1 fantasy, and I basically picked all the fast drivers and guaranteed myself a VIP access. So Horizon, you get access to animated stickers. What is there not to love about that? Don't give me this rubbish that doesn't do anything. Anyway, formation lap time now. Oh, interesting. Zoms is on the hards to start us off. Then we have Chris McDaniel, Crayon Flower. Tyres, please, Aaron. Yes, I have. Just you focus on claiming yourself up from P12 on the hards. Just so you know, hards are absolutely shocking at the start of the race, and in the middle, and at the end. So good luck. May these 29 laps of hell go by as slowly as possible. But yeah, we've got James and NRG Lem both starting on the soft compound. And the rest is history. Zoms, Cozzy, Old Manzi, JT, J-Clates, Vettel and Mighty starting on the hard, so good luck to them. Hello, Button. How are we, my good friend? I noticed last night that the hards were absolutely shocking, especially towards the end. I think I outbraked myself about 3 times going into turn 1. Definitely not as bad as what Desbro did though. Mate went pretty much straight on. It's quite funny though. Austria was a mad show, hards to mids in that one. Wasn't Austria wet for Division 5? It was wet for quite a few divisions, I believe. Anyway, Empty the Mighty getting into his grid spot, final one on the track. Right, here we go. 5 lights on ahead of the drivers for the Division 4 Bahrain Grand Prix, and we are underway. It's Zom that gets a pretty decent start, it seems, from Chrismic, who's going to make a bit of a challenge in towards turn 1, pulls into the slipstream, then back out into turn 1. Is he going to be ahead by the time they get into the first corner? It's a bit of contact, and that's NRG Lem that's had a bit of a moment, it seems. It seems he's kept it on the track, though. Zoms has kept the lead from Chrismic. Crayon Flower made up a position on Dano in the mix of that. We've also got some position changes down the bottom. Empty the Mighty made up 2 positions. NRG Lem trying to fight his way back through the field after first corner contact. Yeah, as I said, Chrismic not managing to get the upper hand on Zoms. You would have thought that Chrismic would have had the better run as he's on the mediums, but Zoms put up some fantastic defence to keep P1 for now. We've got Quick Mech, I believe. He's got some weird next to his name. He may be looking up the inside of James in a minute. MT the Mighty, making moves with J Clates at the moment. Orphan currently sitting P14. He's had a bit of a nightmare of a start, losing quite a few positions. Oh, James and Dano getting side by side. James on the inside. Don't know if you left Dano enough room there. As they all make their way down to finish the first lap. Quick Mech and James, both still going side by side. Dano's trying to get back through as well. Oh, Dave having a bit of a moment down turn 3. That's allowing Lem to get back through. There's a battle behind with JT and Dave though. So not JT and Dave, Cozzy and JT. JT goes a little bit wide. He's lost out a few positions though. Rogue makes himself back into the top 10. Well, into the top 10 I believe for the first time this race. As I said, JT losing out a couple of positions there. He'll be frustrated. MT the Mighty standing up the inside. Oh Jesus! Calm down, Mighty. 29 lap race. There's gonna be... How many penalties was that? He got 3 seconds for cutting that corner. Bro literally thought he was Verstappen going into that corner. Picks up the penalty though. 3 seconds, P17. He's quite a bit back. Anyway, field's starting to spread out a little bit now. Crayon Flower picks up the fastest time of the race, so he's going to start to cook a little bit. Maybe even into turn 1 possibly on Zoms. The standings were Krizmic was leading by I think 14 points to Crayon Flower in the championship. Speaking of Crayon Flower, might even making a move on Zoms. He's backed out of it. I think that was a wise move from Crayon Flower, knowing that the move wasn't going to stick. Yellow flag in sector 1. It's for Jay Clates, who I think has found himself around at the exit of turn 4. Crayon Flower's gotten the switch back on Zoms. He's going to go down the inside into turn 10. Fantastic move from Crayon Flower. Gets himself up into P2. Now he's got to go hunting for Krizmic, who's gained a 1.3 second lead as of that. We've got Rogue all over the back of Mr. Cozzy at the moment. Getting very close to the back of Rogue. This is the battle for P9 at the moment. Slipstream is going to be essential around this track. As I experienced last night, the DRS train does not help. It's so difficult to make up positions. Krizmic's lead is now down to 8/10. Crayon Flower looking to close in on the Aston Martin. Oh, we've got a bit of a battle. I think that was a car around, possibly. There was certainly some sort of contact. A Ford going to be under pressure from Old Manzi as they go into turn 4. Fantastic helicopter cam for this battle. Looks like a Ford is just going to inch ahead as they head into the S's. Further up we've got a Ferrari and the other McLaren JT currently having a bit of a battle. I think that's MT the Mighty that's found himself around again. This is going from bad to worse for MT the Mighty. He picked up a penalty and has now found himself around. I think we've got another car around. It's a 4A. He's found himself around. He's actually on the side of the track. Not too sure what that is happening there, but some battles going on here between Rogue and Dave at the moment. We'll try to find Dave there. Rogue just inches ahead, but Dave's certainly going to try and fight this one back. Fell on the way down onto the main straight. Dave with a little bit of a lock-up, really lucky not to go into the back of Rogue there. Energy Lem looking to go around the outside possibly of Quick Mac. He's not going to make that move stick though. Quick Mac is already flashing, he's used up pretty much all of his ERS. Very tricky to gain it back around this track as well. Mr. Causey made up a move on JT into the hairpin. Could JT possibly look for a switchback going down towards turns 9 and 10? Doesn't seem like he's going to make any sort of move. What else we got going on? We've got Zoms trying to hang on to the back of Crayon Flower at the moment, who's had a fantastic start in the Haas. Rogue 6/10 behind James at the moment. Old Manzi currently running P13, 6/10 to Stars Orphan. Making their way down the main straight. Energy Lem looking to make a move on the inside of Quick Mac. JT makes up a move on Mr. Causey. Lem's up into P4 again. So good stuff from Lem. Managed to get past Quick Mac, who's going to actually try and fight him back as they go in towards turn 4. Side by side action between the two of them. It's all kicking off, even at the front. It was Crayon Flower. Crayon Flower's had a moment. What's happened there? He's lost about 3-4 positions and he's had a bit of contact as well with Dano. Oh, Crayon Flower having a bit of a love tap to Dano. Penrose's certainly not happy about that incident. Not too sure what happened though. Quagmire and Lemo side by side. Quagmire goes through up into the podiums. Caution in sector 2. It's for MT the Mighty. It's getting from bad to worse for MT the Mighty. Slipstream all the way down to the final corner. Lem's going to send it up the inside. Bit of contact between the two of them. That forces Quick Mick off the track. Daniel's going to take advantage of that one. Could possibly see them go 3 wide down towards turn 1. Oh! Everyone's getting so close down to turn 1. 3 wide between Lem, Dano and Crayon Flower. Crayon Flower hangs P3. He's got a bit to catch up to Zoms though. This just increases Chrismic's gap as well out in front. Seems like we've had some sort of moment from one of the drivers. Quagmire, he's had some sort of moment. He's found himself down in P10 now. He was up there fighting and for P3 earlier. Must have had a moment through sector 1. realised I was on mute for all that time. Dano going for the P3 position, gets past Creonflower. Old Manzi made off a move on Stars Orphan for P11. What else we got going on? Jay Clates and Mr. Causey. Mr. Causey's in the pit lane, putting on a set of mediums. Got Quickmech and JT getting a little bit side-by-side action here. Oh, Quickmech very much struggling through that part of the track. Lem was very close to the back of Creonflower just then. If Lem gets past Creonflower here, Penrose, I'm gonna have to apologise in advance. You're not gonna hear the end of it. As a Williams driver myself, it's my duty to support the Williams drivers. Empty the Mighty having another moment through turn 6, I believe that was, down at the S's. Failing on to lap number 9. Bit of pressure being built by James on Energy Lem. Hello Slicks, how are you mate? Got both AlphaTauris from Division 5 in the chat tonight. Lovely stuff. Speaking of AlphaTauris, I think James was looking for a bit of a move up the inside of Energy Lem there. Stays P6 for now though. Don't worry, but I absolutely love that camera angle, the one that like goes through this S's part. I think it's just really nice to look at. What else would be really nice to look at would be a Williams getting past a Haas in a minute. Seems like Creonflower is struggling for traction at the moment. He's lost out to Dano, who's put a 1.4 second gap over him. Energy Lem does get past Creonflower as he helps towards turn 11. Lovely stuff from Energy Lem. He's flashing though, he's not got much ERS to work with. Creonflower got 40%. Oh, bit of contact. Oh, and that's Creonflower spinning Energy Lem round. Oh, that's going to definitely be under investigation. Creonflower diving into the pit lane, so does Energy Lem. Not surprising. How controversial. TYG Rogue making up a move on LCFC Dave for P5. Mr. Causey putting in the fastest time of the 1:32.6. Rogue runs a little bit wide. Oh, a bit of a love tap from JT on Dave. Yellow flags in sector 3. Just empty the Mighty's had another moment. He still continues on though. He's going to be close to getting lapped soon, which is not what you want. I'm going to go now, it's getting late for me. Great to see, good racing. Hopefully see you on Tuesday. Good night, sweet dreams. Sweet dreams, Peanut. Have an absolutely fantastic night and weekend. Hope to see you on Tuesday for a fantastic race in Division 5 around the Netherlands. Got JT currently, he's looking to make moves, but he's not getting close because Dave's just got the DRS. He's going to make the move as well on Rogue. in towards turn 1. Goes a little bit deep. That's going to allow Rogue to get the switch back on him. Fantastic move from Rogue. Can he keep it on the Haas? They're all going to go side by side. JT does manage to get through into P4. That's fantastic stuff from the McLaren. Remember, Jesus is watching. Does Jesus watch RSF1? I'll let you into a little fact. I'm born on the same day as Jesus. So am I Jesus? I could be. And we just don't know it. Bro just said 1st of January. No, AK Legend, please tell me you're joking. Bro just said 1st of January. What? Speaking of, buddy, too wide between Quick Mick and Rogue behind. Yellow flags in sector 1. It's for Forey. Went over his head, that one. What went over my head? Democratic Angel, you're not even correct as well. How do people not know what day Jesus is born on? That is embarrassing. Oh, Lord and Saviour, and you don't even know. Absolutely shocking. Oh, giving a love tap to Quick Mick as well. Okay, well that makes me feel a little bit better that you're joking about that. A 10-second penalty, what's he done? Oh, get back onto these drivers. We've got some action going on for P5 at the moment, it seems. Maybe even P4 because JT not too far ahead of these cars. Anyone behind? Oh, we've got Stars Orphan closing in. Hello. Good to see Stars Orphan joining us. Ah, boo, he's gone into the pit lane. Quick Mick making the move on Dave into turn 1. Is Dave going to answer back? No, he isn't. He's going to stay behind, even give him a little tap up the rear. Quite cheeky from Dave there. 8/10 the gap to JT in front. What's going on out in front? 2.7 seconds Crismic leads by at the moment to Zoms, then Dano. Crayon Flower find himself down in P13 after having a controversial bump with Energy Lime through the final corner. Oh, I just realised Zoms is making a move on Crismic because he's in the pit lane. Crismic comes in to make his stop onto the hards. LCFCD picks up a 5-second penalty. That must have been for going into the pit lane. Quick Mick makes up the move on JT into turn 1. JT on the hards at the moment. Currently set in P4, so not too bad for the McLaren driver. could see a move coming back up into turn 4. We don't. Quick Mick is flashing at the moment. Got a lot of battling going on down at turn 1. Drivers coming out of the pit lane. The two Ferraris getting involved. James and Energy Lem having a bit of a battle. Cautions in sector 2. Jump back to James and Len, they're having a bit of a battle. Down into turn 10, we can see DRS from James at the moment. Quick Mick picks up a 3-second penalty from multiple corner cutting. He's run up in P3, so that could actually be quite crucial for his race, as he's got JT closing in on him. Oh, we've seen that before, a Ferrari going slow down the back straight. No, sorry, not Ferrari, but that was just very familiar to me as a Ferrari fan, seeing a car going slow down the back straight. It was a 4's ghosted car, but James wants to make a move on Lem here, I think. Certainly could see that move from James into turn 1. Lem's going to fight it back though. Respectful racing between the two. Lem stays ahead, but you've got to think that James is going to have the run on him as they help towards turn 4. But James has got the DRS, so he's played that absolutely perfectly. He's managed to give himself the DRS. Chrismic runs himself in P7 after pitting, so he's got some time to get himself back up. Zom's yet to pit yet, I believe. I'll quickly put the tyres up, apologies if you haven't seen that. And the penalty's on. Yeah, the front 7 yet to pit. Flashback Ferrari engine, yeah. Charles Leclerc going slowly, but was running P3 at the start of the season. As a Ferrari fan, it's hard to watch, but you don't expect anything more. You just expect them to finish the race, to be fair. Hopefully that's different this week in Brazil. Brazil's a track we're not too bad at, but you never know. Zom's currently leading by 2 seconds from Daniel. As mentioned, they are yet to pit. Yes, Patronus, exactly. I was talking about that earlier. As there's battles for P5. Chrismic catching up to the back of some traffic now. Lewis to win Brazil? Haha, no. If you seriously think Lewis Hamilton is winning the Brazil Grand Prix, then go and get yourself checked. Although, if you guys want to come back to this stream and quote me when Lewis Hamilton does win the Brazil Grand Prix, then I'm happy to admit it if you clip it, and yeah. Chrismic may be looking to go around the outside of old Manzi. This is definitely hurting him. Yeah, but it's the fact he said Lewis Hamilton's going to win it. And when was the last time Hamilton won a race? 600 days ago, something like that. Anyway, we just seen it was Zomzi coming into the pit lane. He managed to get himself back out into, it's going to be P8. Old Manzi went into the pit lane as well. He's going to come out right at the back of this pack. James making up moves on Lem. They're going to go side by side up through turn 4. You talk about Hamilton like he's not a 7-time world champion. I'll be honest, being a 7-time world champion in Formula 1, that's nothing to go by. He's a fantastic, he was a fantastic driver. He still has talent, obviously, but I do respect the fact that he's won 7 world championships. There's no doubt about it. Anyone that wins 7 world championships got to have that respect. He's just not my cup of tea, to be fair, though. I'm just not a Lewis Hamilton fan. Oh, shut up, legends. Here we go again. Dave picking up a 3-second penalty. Kresmik's managed to get himself back into the lead. Daniel's on the softs. James up into P2. Zom's into P3. Lem trying to make it P3 for himself. Zoms and Lem still having this battle for P3 at the moment. This is going to go right down to the end. Zom's on 7-lap younger tyres than Lem, so it's going to definitely play into his advantage. Yellow flags in sector 2. It's for the other. Oh, it's for McLaren, isn't it? Yeah, it's for a 4A. Why have I got it on leader? I swear I didn't change that. Zoms is all over the back of James. We'll get you a fun fact in a minute, Peanut. I've not fully read it. I've just seen the words fun fact. Zoms goes up the inside of James to claim P2. They've got 6.8 seconds though to catch Kresmik. Kresmik just got to manage that lead. Fun fact about my name, I'm actually allergic to peanuts. Wow. Fascinating. Oh! Is that someone right? That's James. James collecting a bit of contact between Energy Lem, Dano and Zoms, I believe that was. Fun fact about my name, I'm actually a legend. Couldn't agree more, mate. What's battles going on here? Oh, the Alpha Tauri's having a bit of a battle. The Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari having a bit of a battle as well. Could possibly go on up the inside down at turn 10. Yet to see a move either on the inside or around the outside like Fernando Alonso yet tonight. Don't think I've seen one all week actually. Lap 19 of 29 in this Bahrain Grand Prix. Feels like it's been going for absolutely ever. Put my chair back a little bit. We are looking at Crayon Flower and James battling it out. Dano picks up the fastest time, 31.8. Got some position changes going on. Crayon Flower made up the move on James into turn 1. I think there's a bit of a battle as well going on further back. Or was that just me seeing someone go into the pit lane? I think that was. James gonna try and respond to Crayon Flower. think we've got a car that's a 40 again on track. I think we'll soon see the end of that. Rogue and Dave 310 separating them two at the moment. Two 10 separating Dano and Zoms. Can see a position change into turn 1. Dano's later on the brakes, obviously because he's on those softs. Right, breaks himself a little bit actually. Comes back on ahead of Zoms, but Zoms takes the position back very aggressively. Dano takes the position into turn 4, cuts off Zoms a little bit. This could get quite tasty between these two. This is the battle for P2 at the moment. 410 separating Dano and Zoms. 6.1 seconds to Krizmek in front. Backed off a little bit. Quickmick and Dave swap positions. Zoms getting very close back to Dano. Dano having to use all of his ERS just to stay ahead at this point. I don't know if it's worth it for Dano. I think he's got to try and sort of let Zoms past and then hope that his tyres fall off. If not, oh, safety car. What's that for? 4's out. I don't think that was a crash. Oh, we could see it get quite spicy in the pit lane. I haven't got a clue what I was talking about before. I was talking about, I think it was Dano and Zoms that, Zoms and Dano kind of got to just let each other pull each other along to catch up to Krizmek, but they're gonna certainly close up now because we've got a full safety car on the track. Button, I think you might have just hit the nail on the head there. We're going to see quite a few people coming into the pit lane. In comes Krizmek. I feel like Dano's going to stay out though. Nah, Dano's in. Zoms is in. What's Crayon Flower going to do? Into the pit lane, in comes Crayon Flower, in comes James, in comes Quickmick, in comes Rogue, in comes Dave, in comes JT, in comes Vettel, in comes Old Manzi, in comes Orphan, in comes Lem, in comes Mr. Oh, he's not even at the pit lane yet. Old Manzi, 5-second penalty for a severe collision. Causey, let's see if Causey comes in. Lem stays out. Lem's going to pick up a handful of positions here. Lem's into the top 4 again. Every single driver pitted under that safety car. Wow, this is going to be a fantastic race to the end. Everyone on the softs. Everyone on fresh softs. It's not like anyone stayed out. I think we'd see a bit of carnage, not gonna lie. I think we'll have another lap of the safety car before we have any chance of it coming in. Just whilst we wait, what's your predictions for the top 3 in 6 laps time? JD Devil Noob! Been a while, mate. Let's see what happens. It's absolutely gonna be a sprint race to the end. Brings the 2 Ferraris back into contention in some way. I haven't tuned in recently, JD Delno, but how's the Creator Series going? Have you had a race? Have you got a seat this season? Or have you done like a race this season? Still reserve. Have you gotten a drive yet? Like, no, this season? Because I know it only started like a couple of weeks ago. Safety car in this lap, here we go. Yeah, I had one race so far. Yeah, I'll look out for it. I'll go back and I'll watch like one of the streams, either from like one of the creators or like the official stream. But yeah, that is later. We talk about now. Krizmic leads them down the main straight to start lap 25 of 29. He's gotten a fantastic start over his teammate. It's the dream start for both Aston Martins, really, as they fell their way down towards turn 1. Can we see a move in the back? There's a bit of movement, it seemed. Crayon Flower trying to make up a move on Lem. Matty's in 5 laps. It's literally a 5-lapper. It's basically the start of a 5-lapper, this ending. Oh, Crayon Flower and Lem getting very close to each other. Possible contact. Crayon Flower has to back out. Still got this battle going on between Crayon Flower and Lem at the moment. I'm not sure, JD, because I always knew him to be in the McLaren, especially when he was your teammate. But times have changed. Quick Mick and James have changed positions. What else have we got going on? 5/10's the gap between Crismic and Daniel. They're going to want to try and hold this 1-2 for Aston Martin. Zoms wants to close down and try and go for the win. Energy Lem is backed out of the DRS. He's going to be very vulnerable to Crayon Flower behind him now. I'll be back next season. Just need a break. That is fair enough, mate. It'll be good to get you back next season. Crayon Flower just not managing to find a way past Lem at the moment. A very solid exit from Crayon Flower out of the left-hander. Dano only 3/10 behind his teammate at the moment. I know for a fact these two are in a party together, so it's going to be quite interesting to be a spectator, or if you were in the party, it's going to be interesting to hear what's being said between these two. Because Zoms is only 3/10 behind these two as well. DRS now enabled. Zoms outbreaks himself a little bit. He's not close enough to make a move. That Crayon Flower is close enough to make a move on Lem. Wasting absolutely no time. Is that a car around? Was that around? It was Zoms. So often picks up a 3-second time penalty. I'm not sure what that was for. But Zoms is around. That's going to take so much pressure off of Dano and Crismic. That puts Crayon Flower back onto the podium. But closely following is Lem. Lem's still in contention for a podium tonight. Dano, is he going to be going for P1 on his teammate? They've got one more corner left until they start the penultimate lap of this race. Complete Aston Martin domination so far this race tonight. Dano's going to have DRS on his teammate as they start lap number 28. Is Dano going to make the move on Crismic? I feel like he needs to avoid any sort of accident. He's left it off, so he's going to stay behind Crismic. Crayon Flower slowly catching up. James and JT having a bit of a battle. JT making it up to P6. Absolutely, I think Dano's going to play the team game for Aston Martin, knowing that his teammate Crismic is in a championship battle with this man here, Crayon Flower. Four tens now separates Crismic and Dano as they fell their way to back straight to start the final lap of the race. It will be. Interesting to see if Daniel lifts off. You can see on his throttle application he's lifting off a little bit just to make sure that he doesn't overtake his teammate. Mr. Causey making up a move on Stars Orphan. I think that was for the final points position. Stars Orphan has got a penalty down in P10. Yellow flags in Sector 1, it's for retirement of Jay Clates. Two tens, Crayon Flower, he's going to go up the inside of Dano. Bit of contact between the two. Wheel banging everywhere. Side by side all the way down to turn 10. Dano stays ahead. Crayon Flower goes off wide, Crayon Flower's through. Could Lem even get through on Dano as well? Dano loses out to Crayon Flower. I'm not too sure what might be said about that one. But Crayon Flower is up into P2. I don't think it's going to be enough to catch Crismic though. Could be enough for Lem to maybe even see the podium. He's got one more corner to make it. It's not going to be enough. Dano's just going to hang on. Dano's going to hang on round the outside of Crayon Flower. He doesn't make it work. Has he got enough to get to the line before him though? They're going to go side by side all the way to the line. Can Dano take P2? Yes, he can. It's an Aston Martin 1-2 at the end. What a fantastic finish. 0.036. That was the gap that secured P2 for Dano. Wow. What a fantastic job from Aston Martin securing that 1-2. Closing out Crayon Flower at the end there. So there is your finish. Crazy race, it must be said. Especially at the end there. Crismic does take the win over his teammate Dano. It secures a 1-2 for Aston Martin. Fantastic stuff for them. A full haul of points. Apart from fastest lap, but I'm sure they won't be mindful about 1 point. But yeah, they pick up the 1-2 tonight. Crayon Flower has to settle for P3. It looked like he was going to get P2, but at the end, Dano just had the traction and got him at the line by 0.038. Energy Lem finishing in P4. JT fantastic drive, making it to P5 after getting put out in Q2. So great stuff to make himself up into P5. James picks up P6, Rogue picks up P7, Quick Mic P8, Causey P9, Stars Orphan picking up a point for Red Bull, P10. Then comes Vettel, Omanzi, Dave, J Clates, Zoms, who unfortunately retired after an incident. Then Afore, MT the Mighty, rounds out to the 17 drivers we had tonight. So we'll try and get, I know Crismic's on Xbox. We'll get Dano in as well, because that was a fantastic drive between the two of them. Not sure if there's any way that we can possibly get Crayon Flower in. As it says EA beside his name, but don't think he's on Xbox. So it looks like we're just going to have our P1 and P2 finishers for tonight. And I think we'll just get started. We'll just get this done and dusted, and we will get these interviews underway. So we'll start with Dano. P2 for yourself tonight. It looked like it was going to be P3 until the final stretch of the straight, but you managed to catch back up to Crayon Flower and secure the 1-2 for Aston Martin. You've got to be happy about that one.
Yeah, I said to Kruzmek I'll sacrifice any gap to him just to try and get him that win in case Crayon had anything at the end. But as soon as he got me, I realised he was flashing and knew I can get him right at the end because I said about 60 ERS. So I thought I can get him. And then when it got to the last corner, he pushed me while I thought, nah, it's over. And then I just managed to get the exit and ERS past him.
Yeah, well, it was that 38 thousandths that saved you in the end there, that secured the 1-2 for Aston Martin, so fantastic stuff for yourself. But yeah, this, I believe you guys are leading the constructors, aren't you?
Yeah, I could have got him, but I did it for him. He's getting the strikers.
Yeah. Playing the team game, don't expect anything more from yourself. You have increased your gap over Ferrari in the constructors. It will be quite a decent gap going into the remaining 2 races. So, yeah, constructors definitely on the cards. Playing the fantastic team game for your teammate tonight, making sure that he has a better, increased gap going into the next round. But yeah, how are you looking forward to Zandvoort next week?
Shocking track for me. That's why I tried so hard here, just to keep that extra point difference for Kruzmek, so I don't think I got anything else for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, obviously, congratulations on P2 tonight, a very eventful race, and yeah, good luck going forward.
Thank you.
And now we will move on to the driver of the moment, the one and only Kruzmek.
Hello.
P1 for yourself tonight.
Finally,
was a fantastic race, but you definitely pushed through and got that win. Talk to me about how it feels to get that win and having a 1-2 especially.
I'm glad I finally got it. It's 2 races from the end of the season now. It took me to get a win, so it dragged on a little bit. But I'm so happy that Dano was behind me after that safety car. I told him I'm going to buy a big packet of cookies or something to help me out that race. It saved me massively.
Yeah, that I was just about to say that increases your championship lead over Crayon Flower. That will give you a nice little cushion going into Zandvoort, and obviously helps you in the constructors fight as well. How do you feel about going to Zandvoort?
I hate it. Can't stand it.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, looks like a lot of TT and practice lobby's going to have to go in for Aston Martin in Division 4. But yeah, big congratulations to the pair of you tonight. And yeah, go and enjoy it, and good luck next week.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
That'll do us for this week, actually, in RSF1. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be back same time on Sunday evening for the first race of round 17, I believe this is. It will be for some divisions the penultimate round, because some divisions like Division 3 and Division 5 have to redo races at the end. But yeah, same time next week, or Sunday for Zandvoort. Same time next week to see Division 4 in action around Zandvoort on Thursday night. But yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure as always doing comms for this league. And yeah, have a great weekend, guys, and hopefully you enjoy the Brazilian Grand Prix on this weekend. And yeah, hope to see you guys on Sunday for Division 1. Take care, everyone.